No matter how many Toy Story movies Pixar makes, they will always have a friend in me. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Surf the Stream. My name is Matt, and I am here to give you my non-spoiler thoughts on Toy Story 5. I saw it over the Father's Day weekend. It just came out. So if you are interested in hearing my thoughts on whether or not you should go see this movie and spend your hard-earned money, then keep watching this review. And while you're there, hit that like, subscribe button. That's really going to help us grow this channel. In Toy Story 5, the toys face new challenges as they navigate the ever-changing world of childhood in the age of technology. While familiar faces do return, the story shifts its focus to Jessie as she confronts questions of purpose, belonging, and what it truly means to be there for the kids who need her the most. I was a kid when Toy Story and Toy Story 2 came out. I was an adult when Toy Story 3 arrived and gave us what felt like the perfect ending to that series. And now, years later, I've watched my own kids grow up with these movies. So for Father's Day, like I said, we decided to head to the theater and check out the brand new iteration of Toy Story with Toy Story 5. And I'm going to be honest, guys, I had a great time. I know a lot of people have been giving this mixed reviews, but if you compare it to Toy Story 3, yeah, it's not really going to hit the heights of 1, 2, or 3, but it's definitely a step up from Toy Story 4. Now, one of the big things that I do want to mention about this movie is this should have been called Toy Story 5 Jessie's Rodeo or something along those lines, because this is absolutely Jessie's story. And that's coming from someone who was never the biggest Jessie fan. I've never really disliked Jessie, but if I'm being honest, she's always been kind of the lower tier characters for me in this series in comparison to like Woody, Buzz, Rex, Slinky, all those guys. Like, I'm attached to those characters because they came out in the first movie. She's never been one of my favorite characters. This movie completely changed my perspective on her, and I will say this: I love what they did with Jessie in this movie. Her storyline is easily the strongest part of the film. I love how it connects her past and present in a way that feels meaningful and earned. It explores themes of rejection, inadequacy, and the fear of just not being enough. And as a parent, those moments really hit me hard watching this movie. It also touches on the balance between growing up in this world dominated by technology, video games, media, while still maintaining those genuine human connections that make childhood so special. There's a lot going on here thematically, but I never felt like the movie was preaching to me or trying so hard to make a point. It handles those ideas with a surprising amount of nuance. More than anything, it was just great to be back in this universe with these characters. And one of the things that has always made Toy Story so special to me is its ability to reflect real life emotions through the lens of toys. Now, I know Pixar is really great at tugging on those heartstrings and hitting you in the feels, but Toy Story has always been A1 since day one for me when it comes to Pixar movies. Whether you're a kid or a parent, there's always something to connect with this series. And this movie continues that tradition. But let me address the elephant in the room that I've already kind of mentioned a little bit earlier. How you feel about a Toy Story movie where most of those favorite characters from the first 3 films, even the 4th film, like what you grew up with, how much you love those characters. If you are not okay with those characters being sidelined for a majority of this movie, if not 99% of it, then you may not find this movie as entertaining as some of the other people out there. So if you're like me, and you kind of just like being in this world of Toy Story. And yeah, the characters are amazing all the time. Like, I love every single one of these movies. But if you are 100% attached to those characters that were introduced in the first couple of movies, then you're going to be disappointed in here because they mostly get sidelined throughout the entire movie. Sure, Woody and Buzz are still there for the most part. I know Woody does have a little bit of time before he jumps into the picture, but they're still great as ever. Their chemistry remains one of the best parts of this entire franchise. But outside of those two characters and Jesse, honestly, the supporting cast that we have grown to love over the years doesn't get much to do with in this movie. And if you're going into this expecting a movie centered around the entire gang, you might leave a little disappointed. So I just want to put that little disclaimer out there that this is not one of those movies that you grew up with. It's going to leave a lot of those characters that you grew up with on the sidelines, and it's going to mostly focus on Jessie and her character arc. And now the movie does give us an opportunity to explore some new characters, new relationships, and new aspects of growing up that the previous films haven't really touched on. And after 5 movies, that's exactly what this franchise needed to do. There are some fantastic callbacks for longtime fans, especially the first movie. There's a great moment where Woody and Buzz argue about who the sheriff is now, which instantly brought me back to the original film. And there's also this emotional parallel between Jesse's journey here and Woody's arc in that first movie that longtime fans are absolutely going to appreciate. The film does a great job of balancing those nostalgic moments with plenty of humor, heartfelt scenes, and some genuinely emotional beats. Is this the best script of the franchise? No. Is it the best story? No. But I don't think it really needs to be. What it does accomplish is something equally important. It expands this world in a meaningful way while staying true to the emotional core that made us fall in love with these characters in the first place. And for me, that is enough. I walked out of the theater smiling, and that's really all I ever wanted from a fifth Toy Story movie. Did I need a fifth Toy Story movie in the end? No, I could have been good with Toy Story 1 through 3. That trilogy is absolute perfection. But I'm not going to say no to more Toy Story, okay? If you're a fan of this franchise, I absolutely recommend checking out. This is a great opportunity to take your kids to the theater, have a great experience there, because all 3 of my kids love this movie. My wife loved it. It's funny, heartfelt, and surprisingly relatable, especially if you're a parent. But overall, guys, I think Toy Story 5 earns its place in the franchise. Yeah, it's not going to top the first 3 movies, but to me, it's definitely ahead of Toy Story 4. And at the end of the day, this one is shaping up to be one of my favorite movies of 2026. But guys, let me know down in the comments below if you have seen Toy Story 5. What did you think? Would you recommend it to people out there? And go ahead and drop your rankings below. I really appreciate y'all joining me for this review, and I will catch y'all next time on another one. Laters.